All right, so our next topic will cover how to format a hanging indent for your reference list. According to APA style, every reference in a reference list should have a hanging indent that starts after the first line and goes until the beginning of the next reference. So I'll show you how to format that. Here we have a reference that would appear in a typical APA reference list. Currently, this reference is in standard APA style. It's double spaced, but it does not have a hanging indent. So to create a hanging indent, we will start by highlighting the entire reference. And then on the Home tab, we'll navigate to Paragraph, and you'll see this little arrow here on the bottom right of Paragraph. You're going to want to click that, which will bring up a pop-up icon. And then what you'll do is under Indentation, you'll see that there's this category called Special, and by default, it's at None. You're going to want to click this drop-down menu and switch it from None to Hanging. And then you can see in this preview screen, you'll notice that that second line moved over a little bit. So once you've selected Hanging, you'll click OK. And now you'll see that a hanging indent has been created where the second line is indented a half inch from the left. And for example, if this reference was much longer, if it was 4 lines instead of 2 lines, every line after the first one, lines 2, 3, and 4, would all be indented a half inch. And by doing this throughout your reference list, it'll create like a very smooth flow of information. You'll be able to easily identify each reference, and it will make it very easily readable. And it is also a lot less work and causes a lot less formatting issues than trying to manually do it by hitting tab on every single line. So yeah, that's a little bit about formatting hanging indents. Our final topic in this video will be on formatting block quotes. So let's move on to that. All right, so for formatting block quotes, the first thing to note is that APA style defines a long quote or block quote as any direct quotation 40 words or longer. So you do not need to worry about this if your quotation is under 40 words or if you are summarizing or paraphrasing. This is for direct quotation, 40 words and over only. So there is specific formatting for a block quote that often, very understandably, confuses a lot of students. First thing to note is that you do not put quotations around block quotes, and that the final period becomes before the final parenthetical rather than after it. But the most important thing to note regarding formatting is that block quotes, the entire quote is indented a half inch from the left to set it off from the rest of the text. So for an example here, we have this quote here. This little intro bit introduces the block quote. It is not part of the block quote. And then comes the block quote followed by a further extrapolation upon it. So we will start out by highlighting just the block quote. And once we have highlighted it, we will, much as we did for the hanging indent, on the Home tab, go to Paragraph and click this little arrow. And then, as we will see, we come up again to this indentation category. Rather than clicking Special, we're just going to go to the category that says Left, and we're going to move to this up arrow and click it until it says 0.5. And as we can see on the preview, the entire text has been moved over to the left. So once it says 0.5, we will click OK. And as you can see, the entire quote has now been indented to set it off from the rest of the text, thereby identifying it as a block quote. And yeah, that is all you really need to know for formatting block quotes. There will be a later video that I do that will talk more about how to introduce quotes, the difference between long quotes and short quotes in APA. But for the purposes of Microsoft formatting, this is really the important information. So that about covers it for this video. So thank you very much for your time. I hope you found this guide helpful. And if you have further APA questions, you can look for more of my videos or check out the APA Frequently Asked Questions resource that was provided at the beginning of this video. Thank you very much. Have a good day.